lads was saying, when you reach your peak, Lewis, does that mean you're done? Is that you at the end? The honest answer to that is no. The peak of your existence, the peak of your life, is only in correlation with your mind's ability to play the infinite game. And so many guys will cap themselves from expanding into a new space and place once they've reached some surface level of success. Whether that be material, external, a certain amount of validation from others, a certain aesthetic, a certain look, a certain place in their life where they might have the car, the money, the house, the clothing, and they think they might have peaked. But for a full scale peak to really happen in life, take it in the idea of climbing mountains. You climb one mountain and you perceive it to be the biggest mountain you've ever climbed. That is, you peaked on that certain mountain. But you don't stay at the top for long. The air is tight, the space is thin. You come back down that motherfucking mountain. You rest, you sharpen your tools, you reconnect with the mission, the next level peak in which you want to embark on, and then you climb a bigger mountain. The thing is, for you guys out there who have had this ideal outcome built within your mind based upon societal norms, external circumstances, or other people's opinions, then you will cap yourself at the level you believe to be true. But ask yourself, what would have to be true in my current life, my current mind, my current heart, for me to set a standard so high that there is no such thing as a peak? There is only another opportunity to grow and expand into a new space, a new mission, you could call it. Because the minute I stopped playing a finite game and putting clamps upon what I perceived or believed to be the peak, there's been times in my life where I've had larger amounts of money, nicer cars, been in nicer villas, been in better shape. But to call that my peak would therefore steal the power away from my future self, which quite frankly, as time goes on and I continue to stack self-development the same way as you guys should be doing, the same as with all my clients, once they've therefore achieved peak physique, they want to go peak performance, they want to get peak mindset, peak habits, peak financially, peak in business. Like, there's layers and levels. And to truly have a full 360 result where you never put limitations on what you believe to be true, then you can always go on to achieve a new thing, a new level, a new state, right? Because as far as evolution goes, you will only evolve within the space in which you create for yourself. Like, if you have a tight, small space and you say to yourself, me reaching peak in business is when I make 6 figures, then if that is your peak, then you will only ever make 6 figures. Same with your physique. If you say you're gonna be at your peak when you lose this body fat, then you will only ever lose that body fat. Then what will happen is, because there's no forward ground to therefore cover, you will start to regress back. Because the goal in life, like I've said in many other videos, is to mean you don't have or sorry, I should rephrase that. The goal in life is to just not have a limit on your goals. You should always just have a goal. You should always just have something to move towards. Because the guy who says reaching 6 figures per year is my goal, that is my peak, then you will never make 7 or 8 figures, even 9 figures. The same way as a fat guy that loses the weight, he will believe that to be his peak, and then he will never get any more results off the back of that. Same goes for relationships. When you say, once I lock in this next relationship, I'll be happy, I'll be at my peak, I'll be at this. When in reality what you're doing is closing the door to potential other relationships that might actually serve you better down the line. And you tie so much importance to that outcome that when it happens, you put so much pressure on it that you'll lose it. Because when you chase and you seek and you want and you need, what happens is the thing itself is almost like a prized possession. Therefore it holds power over you rather than you holding power over it. And when you reach a peak in life, all that you need to do is be able to course correct so fucking quickly, understand what habits, what mindset, what traits, character, physical, whatever it may be, got you to that level of success. Reapproach your blueprint which got you from A to B, reset it, re-articulate it, re-understand it, reset the mission, the values and the vision, then go again. Because there is no such thing as reaching your peak. There is only reaching the standard in which you're willing to settle for. So for myself, I don't actually have quote unquote goals, I have outcomes which I now correlate all of my inputs with. There is no set time frame, there is no set end date, none of that, it does not exist. That's why I can be in flow state every single day and live in alignment with my current, my future, and remove the doubt from my past self and be completely at peace with who I am, where I'm going, what I am becoming, and essentially the mission and path to get there. And that way you can always go above and beyond what you basically believed and perceived to be possible by raising your personal and professional standards. You can operate completely across the board with mind, body, spirit, lifestyle, health, energy, performance, financially, relationship wise, and never snub your own growth based upon a false fulfilling prophecy, a false peak state. You've always climbed mountains, right? Let's say I come from Scotland, right guys? There's these things called Munros, which are big mountains, and there's many false peaks, and you think it's very, very hard, and you get to the next peak, and then you come down a bit, and then you go up the next one, come down a wee bit, next one, until you've actually reached the summit. But then when you get there, what happens is you come back down that fucking mountain, you relax, you refresh, you recover, and you go again. Because climbing 1 is not the same as climbing 2, nor is climbing 2 the same as 3. You have to keep going, you have to keep building, you have to keep becoming someone who is more, demanding more, being dialed in to that potential existence of what a new reality could be once the next one has already been achieved. And that's when you truly never put a limitation on yourself. A limit is a limiting belief. A belief is a mindset. A mind that's set is a belief that's locked. So until you change your mindset, your beliefs will capture your potential, hold them hostage, and stop you from truly becoming who you need to be. And that's why you have to always, every single day, choose your heart. Choose to elevate deeper, higher, demand more, and seek the discomfort of what the future you would be asking for now, so you can compound the habits, create the new identity. I'm already living as the man that I want to be in 6 months, because the last 6 months I've achieved everything I want to achieve. So the next 6 months, it's becoming that guy. And that next peak, perceived in my head, built in my head, is a crazy level. So I best get acting like him now. So guys, never put a cap on yourself. Never believe that a peak is the end. That is only the beginning of a new. So understand this, deep this. Relinquish control from an end date. Otherwise you will always sell yourself short. Even if you shoot for the stars and land on the moon, you've still made it further than saying this was my initial destination. Remember that, guys. If you like the content, follow the Daily Habits at Lewis McFarlane Coaching on Instagram, and make sure you get access to the free self-mastery guide below. This is a 4-step video course on how to dominate with mind, body, lifestyle, and 10 extra testosterone. It's a real good one. So guys, I love you, leave you. I'll see you in the next one. Let's go.